Let's jump into another mailbag video here as we get to all of our questions, or at least as many as we possibly can, via our 49ers Report live Q&A. What do we got? Hopefully we got some good questions here. As, of course, we have a super chat that will go right to the front. If not, though, we'll just go for as many as we can. So Connor has the first one. He says, biggest sleeper draft pick for the 49ers. I would say Paulson Adebo. I think that's how you say his last name. Adebo, right? Did I say that right? Hopefully I did. From Stanford. Niners like their local guys. They do like their local guys. Remember how during my Debo with an A is how you say his name. So Adebo. No, Adebo. Is it Adebo? You can tell I haven't watched enough film on this guy. I try and watch a lot of film on the guys that you type about, but I can't do all of them. So honestly, I will go ahead and admit I've not watched enough film on Adebo, Paulson Adebo from Stanford. Thank you to my producer for saying his name in my ear as we got that correct right now. Next question, though. D-Man says, BJ stays healthy and is a wow player. Do you trade the quarterback we draft around? No. No, not at all. Okay, if you take Fields at 3 and Garoppolo wins a Super Bowl, you still wouldn't trade Justin Fields, right? You'd keep him because eventually Garoppolo's contract would go ahead and run out. So no, you would not panic and trade him at all. I would just not worry about trading him at all. I think, one, the odds of Garoppolo winning a Super Bowl aren't guaranteed. And two, he would have to be like way, way wow, like you said. Barry says, name a player the 49ers have to draft in round 2 if he falls to them. Ooh, if he falls to them, name a player. I normally would say Asante Samuel Jr., but I honestly been watching a lot of film on a guy named from Oklahoma, Creed Humphreys, and he is a fantastic offensive lineman that to me would be a great pickup for the 49ers. Like, a couple of the 49ers offensive linemen on the interior have not been as good as we would like a Laken Tomlinson, for instance, and you could go ahead and draft his replacement here in the second round if he's there. I don't think Humphreys is going to be there in the second round, and so that's why you're saying name a player they have to draft if he falls. I don't think he will, but I'm a big fan of Creed Humphreys. 37 career starts at Oklahoma. Think about that. 37. That means he was probably there whenever I was there in 2018. Well, not at Oklahoma, at Baylor. I mean, the chances are good. He's a really, really good interior offensive lineman. I would love him in round 2 if he falls. But again, that is an absolutely massive if. And so, there are other players as well, like Asante Samuel Jr., but we'll go ahead and roll with Creed Humphreys. As producer Sam, who loves his Oklahoma Sooners, says, not bad for the best program in the Big 12. Well, is it though? I mean, Baylor, what it was, 13 of their 17 sports right now are top 25. So, Baylor, right? One of natty. So what are you going to do? Okay, name a player you guys want the 49ers to go ahead and draft. As, of course, if you haven't caught on to it yet, I went to Baylor. Producer Sam went to Oklahoma. So you can see a little bit of drama there. As, yes, Oklahoma has had our number of football, but basketball, which is what's relevant right now, of course, Baylor, thank you very much. All right. Name a player you guys want the 49ers to go ahead and draft. Let me know down below in the comments section. And, of course, if you missed, many of you guys probably did, my mock draft a couple of days ago, I think my second-round draft pick is top-notch here. It's not Creed Humphreys. It's somebody else. But go ahead and check out the mock draft right now. 7 rounds. I went through every single pick the possible 49ers could do, and it's up on our 49ers Report YouTube channel right now. So let me know down below. And subscribe while you're at it because we do great stuff here on the channel. All right, we're going to jump into some more questions here. As Rohit says, the 49ers incorporate more deep passes. It was tough. Yes, you'd like to, but I think both young receivers need to be healthy. I remember Debo and Ayuk weren't really healthy at the same time on the field, at least early on with the Debo injury. But yes, I think when they're both on the football field and healthy, they will implement some more deep passes because Brandon Ayuk torched a lot of people in his rookie year, and he's only going to torch even more. Big fan of what they did at 25 last year. Man, sneeze. There you go. How about that? That was not expected. Either way, yes, more deep passes. Mr. says, would Fields be effective if he lost a step in mobility? Yeah. Is he going to lose a step in mobility, though? That's kind of a weird question. Yes, I think he will. Fields is a pocket passer. If you actually watch the film, he can run, but he's a pocket passer. He's like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's a pocket passer, and he wins from the pocket, but can also move out and utilize his legs very, very effectively. So I guess technically, if Fields did lose some of his mobility, as in he did technically, get hurt or something like that, then yes, I think he still would be effective, but he has great mobility right now. I would not worry about it. Canine Kick says, in the Niners draft a running back in round 2. No, I keep getting questions about taking Travis Etienne or taking Najee Harris. And no, I honestly don't think they need a running back. I feel very confident about the current running back group that they have. I have no need for another one. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't say no to Najee Harris, but 1, he won't be there. And 2, they just have a lot other big needs. And so with that being said, I would definitely not take a running back in round 2. Tim Martin says, give Zach Wilson fall to 3, take him. Yes, I'm fine with that, but he won't be there, Tim. I think that's the important thing to note. The Jets are going to take him. They wouldn't trade Sam Darnold if they weren't going to take Zach Wilson. So it's for sure. It's 100%. I think they are definitely going to go ahead and take Zach Wilson. If he were to fall, though, which is a big if, but crazier things have happened, then sure, take him at 3 over Justin Fields. I understand that pick, but he's not going to fall. I just don't think he's going to fall at all. Okay, before we get back to your questions, I'll encourage you guys again, help out our friends at Newsbreak, our sponsors and partner for today's video. All you gotta do is download the Newsbreak app on your iPhone today using the link that you, of course, see on your screen down below, chatsports.com/49NB, to get the latest local and relevant content in terms of news, all at your fingertips. But it's not just news, right? And that's the great part about the Newsbreak app, is you can go ahead and get updates on local weather and local news, but also politics, pop culture, food, whatever you want to subscribe to, it'll go ahead and put it into your feed, kind of like Twitter, but a lot more, I'd say, tailored to your likings, especially for the content in your area, whether you're in San Francisco, San Jose, or elsewhere. You follow specific news sources as well, like the San Francisco Chronicle, SF Weekly, Mercury News, East Bay Times, all in one convenient news feed. Again, you want to download it, go ahead and go to chatsports.com/49NB. Of course, you see that at the bottom of your screen right now. You download the app today. Works on your iPhone or your Android phone, whatever one you guys want to go ahead and do. If you're down and you go ahead and download the Newsbreak app and follow our page here by searching 49ers Report by Chat Sports and get all my videos in that Newsbreak app as well. So we are approaching 100 followers on Newsbreak. So if you've not downloaded the Newsbreak app, again, chatsports.com/49NB. Put it up in your Google search bar and you can download the Newsbreak app right there. Okay, Goldblood21 says, I think Mac Jones' height will go down after Justin Fields' second pro day. Maybe? I don't think so. The Mac Jones, when ESPN Adam Schefter is tweeting, and he tweeted this 2 days ago, that Mac Jones will be the pick at 3, then I don't think the hype's going anywhere. I don't think it'll be Mac Jones, but the hype is real, Goldblood, and I think you would have to agree with that, right? Like, the hype is absolutely unbelievable how much people think that Mac Jones is going to go 3, and honestly, I don't think he will, but I've been wrong before, so who really knows? Let's do some more here. Hero says, if Kyle Shanahan's thinking of drafting Mac Jones, what do you think Shanahan sees in Jones? I think he sees a good quarterback. It's not like Mac Jones is trash. I think if they take Mac Jones, that will solidify the idea that Kyle Shanahan likes pocket passers. And honestly, if that's the case, then we got to trust that Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing. He made a great pocket passer out of Kirk Cousins during his time in Washington. He had the best year, Matt Ryan, an MVP season he's ever had. A pocket passer in Atlanta. They went to a Super Bowl. And then, of course, he made Jimmy Garoppolo into a Super Bowl caliber quarterback because they went all the way to the Super Bowl. So if they take Mac Jones, that to me indicates that, 1, he likes Mac Jones better than Justin Fields, and 2, he likes pocket passers and thinks he can win better with pocket passers. And if that's the case, then you trust Kyle Shanahan to go ahead and be successful with that in the end. But it is interesting that Mac Jones is being hinted so much. I'm going to still think that it's a smokescreen because I think it's a smokescreen, but until the draft happens, we won't really know for sure. Endzone says, do you think it's possible the Niners made like a smokescreen to make people high on Mac Jones? That maybe the Jets might take him just to get Zach. Yeah, honestly, it's what I've talked about. Maybe not the Jets, but maybe another team wants to trade up. Who knows? I think the smokescreen is real. I will believe that until they take Mac Jones, and then I'll admit that I was wrong. I don't really know. Aiden says, chance to sign Najee Harris. Oh, my goodness. We just love Najee Harris so much, don't we? Low. Very low. It's not going to happen. He's not going to go in the second round. And, guys, do we hate Raheem Mostert now? Like, is Raheem Mostert trash? Is Jeff Wilson Jr. they gave him a contract? And the chances of getting Najee in the second round are very slim. What do you want to draft in round 2? Melvin, I'm glad you asked. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I do like Creed Humphrey, the offensive lineman out of Oklahoma. He might be there in the second round. I like Asante Samuel Jr. as the cornerback, and I think there's some good pass rushers you go ahead and get, depending on which one falls. I don't think there's I don't think we know which pass rushers will fall, whether Pay's in the first round, Oweh in the first round, Rousseau's in the first round, Jaden Phillips in the first round, but who else is going to go in the second round? Azeez Ojulari out of UGA. He might be there. That's not a bad pick. There are a couple of good options in round 2. Actually, I would be saying more than a couple of good options, and I would definitely about any one of them. Before we go ahead and keep going, again, trying to get to 34,000 subs here on the 49ers Report. So if you're watching this in a later time, because we, of course, post these after our live Q&A, be subscribed. That way you can be a part of the live Q&A, because subscribers, of course, get their questions answered, and they get notified whenever the questions go ahead, whenever we go live here on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe down below. We would appreciate it as we get closer and closer to 34,000 subs. Okay, a couple more questions here as we're going to get through some more. People are asking a bunch of questions. I see them right here. We're pulling them up. Ricky says, odds of bringing back Sherman still hasn't signed. I don't think the odds are great because they had to split a couple of months ago. But apparently Sherman is waiting till after the draft. So I think he's going to wait for a team who needs a cornerback but doesn't get a cornerback in the draft to go ahead and sign with, and to kind of be the insurance policy for teams that aren't able to get cornerbacks where they wanted to in the NFL draft. Maybe it's the Niners, maybe it's not, but I just don't think it's going to happen because, again, they would have just re-signed him already. And they went out and got K'Waun Williams and Emmanuel Mosley and Jason Verrett, and they decided to take 3 cornerbacks who were younger ahead of him instead of and overall signing him. Plus, they essentially said that, essentially said that they were going to split ways with Sherman anyway, and that's exactly what happened. Doge Power. Who owns Dogecoin here? Anybody in the chat own Dogecoin? The Niners let go of Sanu, and if they did, can they get a wide receiver? I don't think they did. They went ahead and re-signed him, right? I think that they did. I feel, yeah, they did. They re-signed Sanu to a 1-year deal, so they did not let go of him. Not saying that he's going to be good this year. I'm just saying he's still technically on the roster. So here's your current wide receiver depth chart as it stands today. Debo, Ayuk, Hurd, Richie James, and Chris Thompson, Craig Kraft, and then, of course, Sanu. So you got plenty of options at wide receiver. But, yes, technically Mohamed Sanu is signed and is currently a 49er. Andrew says, wide receiver, a corner in the second round, and who I'd rather take a cornerback. Although, listen, Terrace Marshall, I watched a lot of film on him recently out of LSU. Really good. I mean, he's really, really good as a wide receiver, a big wide receiver, too, as the Niners could go ahead and use. So I'd rather have a cornerback, but I wouldn't hate a wide receiver, especially if they, feel good about the current cornerbacks that they have right now. Bon Jovi, I'm sure, says, predict the NFC West standings for next season. Man, well, I hope the 49ers are 1, the Rams 2, Cardinals 3, Seahawks 4. If I was going to guess right now, those Rams are going to be really good. Like, those Rams are going to be very, very, very good, and they're very scary. But I would go Niners 1, Rams 2, Cardinals 3, Seattle right there, kind of 3, 8, or 4. But, okay, a couple more here. Tim says, how do you see our current O-line? Unload McGlinchey. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. And that kind of adds into the idea of drafting an offensive lineman at some point during the second or third round. So I wouldn't hate that, but I also think that they would be fine with keeping the O-line as it is because I still feel pretty good about it. 49 Media says, how do you think we should go? Do you think we should go wide receiver or inside offensive line in round 3, assuming we go quarterback and cornerback number 2? Ooh, man, that one's tough. That's a really good question. I wouldn't mind either. I probably interior offensive line if I had to pick. But it's kind of those situations where you don't need either. You'd like to have both, but you don't need either. So better player available at the position is where I would go. Enzo, I think Deshaun. Oh goodness, do you think Deshaun will go to another team and found an innocent, or will he not play anymore? And could you think of a trade with GEs? Okay, the Watson stuff is something that is ongoing, and again, you start quoting on allegations, and it gets, it's just weird from a broadcasting perspective. I'll say this is just an opinion. It feels like Deshaun Watson is not going to play in the NFL this year, just based on 22 allegations, and 2 of them filed as police reports, I believe what I've read. Again, allegations, and we go innocent until proven guilty in America. That's how it works in the court system, but with Nike pulling their sponsorship and Beats pulling their sponsorship, I would be surprised if Watson plays this year. It does not feel like he's going to go ahead and be in the National Football League, but it'll all play out. So we just got to wait. Honestly, that's all you can say. We're going to let it go ahead and play out. Enzo says they think Deshaun will go. Wait, that's the same. Oh, Gilmore. Sorry. And could you think of a trade with Jimmy for Stephon Gilmore? I could see that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. And the Patriot trade stuff has kind of gone a little bit numb, and so I would say I don't see that trade happen. Okay, couple more here. Let's go EBC. What do you think about our defense next year? Many signed for only 1 year. Yeah. Signed 1-year deal. Warner still be free agent. Both will get paid soon. So Warner will be re-signed, and that's for sure. And honestly, a lot of these 1-year deals are still prove-it deals, right? I think Brett's still got to prove he's got to get back-to-back seasons staying healthy. K'Waun Williams wanted to come back on a 1-year deal because he likes San Francisco and the team that they have. DJ Jones, again, prove it that you're worthy of a long-term deal. And plus, the cap space wasn't great. A lot of these players want to re-sign next year because the cap is like $30 million higher. You can get a better contract. So play well this year, and then you get a bigger contract in 2022.